My testosterone was at 2.
Jeez.
It needs to be over 20. What the doctor said to me is like, there's 2 ways we can tackle this. The long way,
Yeah.
Tonkat Ali, ashwagandha, or we can do TRT.
Yeah.
And I was going, okay, TRT, that's so hectic, bro. That's testosterone. Now I'm going to be on steroids. People watching this podcast will think the exact same thing. Oh, Neil's just admitted now on a podcast that he's taking steroids. It's for my health.
You come across as incredibly confident. You loud. Like, I hear you before I see you. Do you ever doubt yourself?
All the time. That's quite a big facade, that imposter syndrome. I've got a PhD in that. I left my job of 10 years last year, this time. On surface and on paper, everything was hunky-dory. And I was like, what the f have I done?
Have you ever struggled with burnout?
Right now.
Are you?
Yeah. If you tell yourself you can do it, you can, and you back yourself, you'll get a lot further in life.
You're always pouring into other people's cups.
It's exhausting.
You pours into yours. Neil Washington, welcome to the Blue Room.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Pleasure.
You've obviously run out of guests there.
We're really scraping the barrel with this one. But I assumed as well, because you're such a reprobate, you might have gone through some hectic stuff in life and bounced back.
Yeah.
So hopefully you can inspire one
person
or two people. Okay, so looking at your Insta bio, on my own mission, standard, movement is medicine, endurance, strength, life. Like eat, pray, love.
Pretty much.
Okay, so you grew up Maritzburg. You
Outside Pietermaritzburg.
just outside Pietermaritzburg. You went to a really good school in Pietermaritzburg. Yeah, I'm saying.
Yeah, I didn't think that would come out your mouth.
Well, I didn't think that'd let you into the school, so we'll get to that a little bit later. So, Maritzburg boy, give or take. Tell us about where you grew up and.
I grew up on a farm outside Pietermaritzburg, near a place called Richmond. Not a lot of people know that. It's actually outside Richmond. It's called the Burn Valley. So real farm boy. It's in the middle of nowhere.
Looks like it.
I've become Santanized. Yeah, I grew up on a farm there, went to boarding school at a really young age. And yeah, I don't know, what was the question?
So they sent you away early. Where did you grow up? Tell us about growing up.
On the farm in the Midlands. So it literally is in the middle of nowhere. So, you know, when I speak to people in Joburg, they're like, where are you from? I got to say, okay, you know, Durban? Okay, not Durban. You know, Pietermaritzburg, like, you got to break it down. So if I just said Burn Valley, no one knows where that is.
I don't even know where it's from, and I'm from Durban.
Exactly. So, yeah, it's outside Richmond in a valley called the Burn Valley. And I grew up on a farm where we couldn't even see our neighbors.
Nice.
So, like,
well, I think they're probably pretty excited not to see you. I think this whole interview is going to go the same.
I know you're gonna roast me.
No. I'm very happy that May wrote down some questions, so we've got something intelligent to speak about in these 45 minutes.
Intelligent questions. I don't know about intelligent answers.
Me too. Okay, so you live in two worlds: tech exec and then fitness influencer / model.
I didn't write that.
No.
Okay.
It seems like you did.
No.
Who are you when no one else is watching?
Oh, yes, that's deep. I'm an extroverted introvert, to be honest, but I think I became like that. I think COVID might have had a part of that. I don't know, but I think as I've got older, I actually enjoy my own space and I enjoy to be alone. Don't get me wrong, I'm a very sociable person, so I do also love being with friends and stuff. So, like, it's very contradictory saying that, but who am I when no one's looking?
I'm too scared to listen to the answer.
Yeah, you've got me there. I mean, I'm Neil.
Hi, Neil.
Oh.
Was that the best you're going to get out of it?
Yeah.
Let's go on to the next one.
Oof.
Inspired one person so far. It's not me. Have you ever felt forced to choose between being a serious professional and the image-based model, fitness influencer?
Well, I guess that's every day I'm faced with that. So
You bounce between both.
I bounce between both, I think. So, yeah.
But you I mean, I've seen you in fitness circles. You're very much like this. You're very much the class clown. Are you like that in business? I've never dealt with you in
Yeah.
business. It's your
Okay.
business.
So is that the question? I
Yeah, but I
wasn't
suppose
understand.
your business is very serious. It's not a.
Yes.
It's not marketing. Put it that way.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your business. It's a couple acronyms. I had to ask, mate, what was that?
Yeah. The RC world's full of acronyms. So we do telephony. Yeah. So phone systems, PBX phone systems, connectivity, so internet, um, like IT services from LAN cabling to literally like laying cables to managed services to outsourcing IT. Actually, I normally make a joke and say, like you say, the class clown. That's how I am in meetings and stuff. Like you get Brandon, who's very serious and he's like on the ball, and then every now and again in a teams meeting, I'll just throw out the joke, you know. So like we actually had a meeting now with like quite a big company, and he did the whole song and dance, and then the guy's like, okay, so what's the way forward? I was like, so you can just send us your current invoices and we'll just beat them. and so I think that sort of answers your question. But yeah, so anything IT related, we have another company called Lackerlink. So it's got a nice little South Africanism on it as this Lackerlink. We're an ISP, so provide connectivity and cloud hosting and storage. And then we've just started divulging into the AI space, which is really exciting. But don't ask me about it because I'm still like every week it's just evolving too quickly. But
It's not going to take your job.
No. It won't take mine. I'll have an assistant that'll do most
Might
of it.
take Brandon's job. It's
Yeah,
not yours.
exactly.
I'm going to go back to growing up. So growing up, what is the first moment you realized you were different?
That was different.
Mentally, creatively, or combination of both?
Mentally and creative. I think so. Creativity, I've always, like, as you can see, I mean, I do dress. People think I dress quite out there, and it's
Or
quite
in the dark.
or in the dark. But like the thing is, growing up in the 90s and the 2000s as a farm boy in Natal and at an all boys school,
Yeah.
you couldn't really express yourself like I do now. I
Yeah.
couldn't, because it would be frowned upon and you'd be teased. Like only later in life have I been able to be a lot more expressive. Like if I wore rings like this at school, it sort of tuned me, you know. Even though when we left, we got a lever's ring, which I don't have. But like, you know what I mean? Like I've been able to express myself a lot more. You know, I was, like I say, that typical farm boy who grew up on the farm and was very, like, I grew up with motorbikes. I had a PB50, a PB80 from like when I was 4 years old. And then a YZ, and as I grew older, I got a bigger bike. So, you know, and I speak fluent Zulu. So because I didn't have friends on the farm growing up, because it's not like living in Joburg where you can, you know, your next door neighbor and all your pals. Like my mates were all the guys who worked on the farm's kids.
Yeah.
And they couldn't speak English. So, so I had to, you know, something's got to give. I had to learn Zulu.
Yeah.
And that's why I speak Zulu. So, but like I said, you know, when my parents got divorced in 2000, I was 11. So it's like just before I got to high school.
That was a long time.
Yeah, a long time ago. But when my parents got divorced, my dad was secluded on the farm. You know, he's not an alcoholic. He doesn't drink much at all. But he obviously was going through his emotions and things. And the one night, my sister and I were both at boarding school, and he got a bit pissed and then took spray paint and wrote on our walls like something that he thought of each of us. And then he picked us up from school on a Friday, and we got this envelope. And it was a whole letter. My sister actually sent it to me the other day, and I started drizzling. It was I've got goosebumps. But he wrote this whole letter, like explaining what he had done, and he had money inside. He said, "This is money that you can go buy some paint and paint over the wall if you want, because I've done something stupid. But what I've written, it was something I believe that each of you like live by." And my sister's was, "I will because I can," and mine was, "Don't be a fashion, start a fashion."
Oh, wow.
So like, yeah, I guess that goes to what you're saying, is that I've always been sort of, I mean, I'm no Samurai Farah, I'll
Yeah.
tell you that for free. But I do have that creative edge, I think. Yeah.
Do you think, like, I mean, I also went to a very similar all boys school to you, better one, slightly better in Durban. You know, are we not constrained creatively by traditional sort of boys' schools?
I think back then more than now.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, like us being in this gym world that we're in, like we've tried everything. We've done CrossFit, High Rocks.
I'm only trying CrossFit now.
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
thought you came from a CrossFit
No,
background.
I'm like 8 weeks in. I'm loving it.
Okay. Are you
Actually.
really?
Yeah.
Okay. But so we've done all of these things and we're in this world. If I could go back now, I would have done gymnastics at school. Like 100%. I think like calisthenics, I think those are the strongest people in the world.
Mm.
And that would have helped us now today so much. But when I was at school, you would have been tuned properly
Yeah.
if you did gymnastics, which is ludicrous. It's
Yeah.
insane. And I wish more than anything. I mean, I think it's a bit too late to start now, but like if I could go back, I would have done that. And that was because I was at an all boys school where if I was the gymnast, I would have been rinsed. Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Wouldn't have been cool.
I agree with you completely. I think a lot of the traditional boys' schools, I know a lot's changed now. There's a lot more. Even if the school doesn't offer it, there's extracurriculars that you can do at the schools.
I'm just laughing because it just made me think of this one time I actually went and did choir just to get out of like I wanted to get out of shouting war cry practice
Yeah.
because the previous just used to fuck us up and
Yeah.
just shouldn't us. So I was scared. So I went and did choir because it was at the same time to get out of it.
So much more masculine to go to choir because he's scared.
Oh yeah, love.
Yeah, but you guys used to throw your bashes up in the air, and like your war cries are pretty intense.
Marisburg College has a very, we haven't mentioned that. So, Marisburg College is a school. Can I do that?
Yeah, you
Very
can.
good school, by the way. Send your kids there. Your boys. It has a very, I don't know about today. Obviously, I left, it's my 20-year reunion actually coming up. So, but when I was there, the tradition was, it was hectic. Like you could only walk on grass in your third year. You had to say please after everything you said in your first year. So I have to greet you. I'd be like, Cleaver, please. How are you today, please? After everything. And then your next year you can go, ps. So Cleaver, ps. How are you, ps? Yes, no, ps. Like until the guy above you told you that you didn't have to greet him. If he came to you and said, you don't have to greet me, then I could say, hey, Cameron, how's it going? And not have to go, please, oops. There was so, like, you had to run past certain houses. Like the tradition was really entrenched, very deep, and quite hectic, to be honest.
I remember back in the day, like second form, well, that gives away my age. It was still forms back then.
Yeah,
Form standards, then grades.
Yeah.
And yeah, like right from like standard 6, you actually got tested on
Team testing.
team testing.
Yeah, that
First
was
team rugby, first team cricket, first team
the
polo.
worst night of my life. It was always on a Friday night, and we would do our prep in the classrooms. And you'd sit there, and you knew it was Friday. You sit in there, and your hands are, you can't do your homework because you're just waiting anyway. And then the prefects, you'd hear them in the distance in the corridors, and they're banging their hockey sticks, and they're like laughing and joking. You sitting there going, "Oh shit, what are they going to ask tonight?" Because now
Yeah.
you have to know. They come in there and they'll say, "Okay, right, first team rugby, first team cricket," and then they'll always throw in a curveball, and they'll go, "Okay, captain of the basketball team." And like basketball wasn't that cool back then, so like
Yeah.
none of us knew. And if you failed, then you went into prefect study, and prefect study was literally just being crammed in a room this size and just getting shouted at from a dizzy height and pushed around.
You would have missed caning at high school, but I'm sure
No, I got my fair share.
not,
Don't
not,
worry.
not, not from teachers there, I'm sure.
One of my teachers gave me. He caught me
Really?
smoking in the head boy's house. So like in our second year, all schools call it different. We called it fagging.
Yeah.
So we were a fag for a prefect, and
Yeah.
that's like his little bitch.
No, it was all the way through.
Yeah. So like I think my class calls it a cack.
Yeah.
Hilton calls it a skivvy or something. A poop. No, one of them called it a poop. But we called it a fag, and we'd have to do their washing, their laundry, this and that,
Make their beds.
make their
everything.
beds, everything. And how did I get onto that?
Caning.
Oh yeah, one of my mates was the fag for the head boy, and he had his own house. It was called Numzan's Kaya.
Yeah.
And he was away for the weekend, and we were having a little guai there, and we got caught by the border master, Kamuti. He's been there for like, I think he's probably still there. I think he was there when my old man was there. And he caught me and he said, right, or caught us. And he said, Yokes, I got a choice. He says, 3 weeks gating, that means you stay in,
Yeah.
or 3 of the best. So I said, right. I pulled my rods right down. I was like, off we
Take
go.
it.
And he was like old school. We were like Roald Dahl. Like he took the cane, put chalk on it. And I got lashed by a few prefects. I'm telling you, that was the source I ever got lashed.
Corporal punishment, eh?
Yeah.
I think it should still be at schools, but I suppose it's such a slippery slope these days. It's.
Yeah.
I think the last time I got canned was primary school because we weren't allowed to at high school, even though we did. But legitimate. The irony is, He was the deputy headmaster back then.
Okay.
He's coming to stay with my mom next week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm going to remind him.
Yeah, you
He's the last
must.
person to officially cane me.
One of the previous actually broke my arm. Well, it didn't break it. He dented my bone with a cricket bat. So again, it was our second year and we're fags and we're fags. It sounds so hectic to say that. And it was a weekend. The guy was away, and we were in his room, and we were trying on all of his like cologne and his kit and everything. And he walk back in the room, and we were like, "Oh shit, what are you doing here?" Like we thought he was gone away for the weekend. And he's actually my mate now. I still chat to him, and he said, "Right, Lash." And they'd like all the people would have like these like Sports Illustrated pictures of like the swimwear edition models on all their walls. So you'd like stare at them to like before you get in cane to like take your mind off it. I remember like Carmen Electra, she was my everything. And I remember staring at a picture of Carmen Electra, and I knew he was going to go, and I put my arms out, and
Oh,
the cricket bat hit my arm, dented it. I had to go to the sand, and so I'd slipped in the shower.
tell me, was school easy for you or difficult?
School or boarding school, there's a difference.
Bit of both. Were you the popular kid or were you the kid that struggled in school?
So I enjoyed the boarding aspect because I was always with my mates, because growing up secluded on the farm, I didn't have that. It was difficult in the sense that I made it difficult because I was a naughty kid
Yeah.
from a really young age. Like I was always.
Doesn't sound like you at all.
Yeah, you see, so not much has changed. Anyone who knows me, like, I mean, Dom, even our coach had a laugh on Saturday. We did that 4-hour enduro, and he said, "You look like Dennis the Menace." He's like, "You literally, every time I see you, you remind me of Dennis the Menace." So, like, I've always had that persona as like naughty Neil, and so that I made my life difficult in that sense, because the prefects they hated me. And everyone, all the oaks a year above me, because you have to respect the guys above you. But because I had that fuck you attitude, it made my life difficult. Then in terms of school, it was difficult because I was naughty in the class. So the teachers hated me, and it wasn't like, it's just such a weird thing to say even out loud, but like it was actually not cool to be clever. You know what I mean? Like the clever oaks were nerds.
Yeah.
So you'd like it was cool to act like you didn't care.
It was almost like you dumb yourself down, even if you're smart.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But like, you know, I'd do enough to pass and get by. I mean, I even remember my dad seeing my matric report. He couldn't believe it. Like the night before my matric results, I was bunking out to Crowded House. You know, like he was adamant I was going to fail. And then
Maritzburg Institution.
yeah, exactly. Jeez, I missed that place. So he was actually shocked at like my results. He's like, I can't believe this. So like I'm not stupid, but I dumbed it down, like you say, because it wasn't cool to be clever, which again is so stupid. Like,
is your class clown sort of mentality what we see? Is it a protection mechanism?
Maybe, possibly. Let's not go there.
More than like, no, but that's why
I think it is. If I'm honest, I think it is. Ask me for what? I don't know.
Are you a shy person by nature?
Yeah, I actually am, but no one will believe that. When I tell people I'm shy, they're like, "Are you actually joking?"
No, I'm calling out on it because I often tell people I'm shy. They're like, no, bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm incredibly shy if I don't know somebody.
Yes.
We are, you said, an introverted extrovert or an extroverted introvert. You know, we're the kind of people that are forced to be extroverts in an environment because we're expected to do
exactly.
So.
And it's tiring as well.
It is tiring. I think we've both got pretty good social batteries. Like I look at the missus, like she doesn't have a social battery, but she'll just clock out.
Yeah.
I'll just keep going. I'll just make people pleaser.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's tough, and it's also detrimental to your mental health.
Absolutely.
Because you're always pouring into other people's cups.
It's exhausting.
Who pours into yours?
Yes, you got such deep questions.
No, I just caught you by surprise.
Yeah. What do you mean by that?
I mean, what charges your battery? And the reason I'm saying that is like, is it your missus? Is it?
Yeah, I mean, she definitely does. Absolutely. She definitely pours into my cup. So does exercising, and like.
But you like that group environment, eh?
Yeah. But I also like to run by myself. I don't always run with one other oak. I don't like running in big groups or like. So it depends. But in terms of like functional training, yeah, I like the group environment. I came after that gym era, so I think we got a gym at school when I was in matric. So like just before that boot era of that boot gym where
Yeah.
like, I walk into Planet Fitness or a Virgin or any gym and I look around and I'm like, oh shit, I'll just get on the treadmill and run because I have no idea about bench, incline, bench press, any of that stuff. Like I have no idea.
It can be intimidating. I think that's why, you know, they've got personal trainers,
Yeah.
people look into it. But with like Planet Fitness, I think it's, you know, it's great that they've taken on, you know, classes for high rocks and stuff like that, because they've always had classes. I don't know if you've been into one recently, but they've got like an amazing like reformer Pilates
Yes.
studio. They've got hot studios now. And for me, May and I have been doing a bit of Pilates. It's I've taken up two things
The
recently.
reformer Pilates.
Yeah.
How hard?
It's so hard.
I've went my missus does it. It is so hard.
And it's so good for you, especially for like what we do from a functional perspective, getting your core and your mobility right. And I think that's something I've struggled with. I think a lot of our injuries come from a little bit. Also, if you're looking at something like high rocks, it's very, very linear. There's very little lateral movement. And that's why I think I'm enjoying CrossFit so much now as well. Is it's something new. And I like it because CrossFit's now uncool. So now I'm in.
Typical cat.
No, but it's fun. I've gotten to the stage now. I want to try everything. So, you know, when I come to Joburg, you know, I'll either go to Planet Fitness or I'll come see you guys at like RPM or whoever it may be. I just like going into different environments.
Yeah, I'm the same like that. I mean, I CrossFitted for like 9 years. I only started High Rocks like before it came to Cape Town, the first one. Burnt sponsored me to do it, and at our gym there was a CrossFit and then the High Rocks portion. And I was at the CrossFit and I went to Dom. I was like, bro, I need to come do High Rocks. I'm doing High Rocks in a month, and I've never done it. He's like, what do you mean? I was like, no, I'm sponsored by Burn to do it, and I've never done it before. So
I remember that race running backwards to say how's it to you around the thing.
oh, we are in Joburg.
No, the Cape Town one where you came down. I was running backwards saying how's it, and then when you raced later, is that the one you did the extra lap?
Yeah, that was the one I did the extra lap.
Is it just the one you did the extra lap?
No, I did it at Ascend as well.
So it's a bit of a habit running a little bit extra.
Yeah, I like to. I'm an overachiever, you know.
No, it seems that way. So let's get back to some of the questions that have been put forward.
Yeah.
What's the most underrated skill in leadership that nobody talks about?
Yeah. How's teeth cam? Yes, it's making my brain work. Yeah. The most underrated skill in leadership.
It's not a difficult question.
No, I think so. I think ruling with an iron staff is a no go, absolute no go. So I think rather being a leader than a boss, that's a big difference.
Yeah. So by example,
Leading by example, that's huge, and I think giving people the rope to hang themselves, yeah, I think that's underrated. So like I think traditionally in this man's world that oaks have that iron staff, and it's I just don't think it's going to work, especially not with the boomers coming through. They don't like to be told what to do.
Well, they didn't like to work most of them.
Yeah, that's true.
I think it's hard finding good employees these days. It's you know, I think it's a trade-off. It's, you know, I mean, you in the tech side of things, but I find myself a bit of a dinosaur most of the time. I'm just very reluctant to change. I hate technology with a passion.
Oh wow!
But luckily the missus is young and she can pick up that side.
She can reboot the router when the Wi-Fi's down.
Pretty much. And I've got 2 kids for that as well.
There we go.
They're incredibly tech savvy. You said it's not vanity, it's representation. What representation were you missing growing up?
I have no idea. What do you mean? Rephrase that question.
I just read it to you.
I know, but I'm not. I don't quite.
What representation were you missing growing up? What were the pieces of you, the way I interpreted, what are pieces of you missing growing up that you've got now?
Geez, I've grown up so much. Yes, I don't know. Cam, you're asking hectic questions there. And maybe that social aspect, you know, so like being secluded, and growing up, and like now, like I remember also like even like fast food was a thing. Like I didn't have fast food around me on the farm.
Yeah.
So when I got to Merchiston and we could like walk to town and like Wacky Wednesday was a thing, I was a glutton. I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. Because
Yeah.
when we on the farm, we'd shop. Like when my parents came to pick us up, they'd shop for like the month. We had deep chest freezers. We lived off the farm, so like my mom would slaughter. My mom, not my mom personally, but we'd slaughter a sheep or slaughter a cow,
Yeah.
and like live off the land. We did a vegetable garden, so like that was such a luxury for me. Is that answering your question? I think I'm deviating.
No, go for it. I just want to see where this goes to.
we can go anywhere with this. But like, yeah, I think that was a big thing, And then, like I say, like growing up in the city, you had your mates right next door. You could like go play PlayStation with. I didn't have a PlayStation growing up. Like
Yeah.
I would go play soccer with the locals or like ride my bike. I was fortunate enough that my gran had a country hotel nearby, so that aspect, I guess, I'd go there and make friends with the guests' kids, and there was a trampoline and a typical country hotel environment. I was very sociable in that sense. I think that helped me quite a lot, actually, because I think I would have been a complete hermit if I wasn't exposed to other people.
But I suppose the shitty thing is those guests leave.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you don't get to make long-term relationships.
Yeah.
I mean,
But they came back every year, the same weekend.
I did that.
Yeah.
So you had a little calendar going.
Okay, yeah, okay, Chris is coming this weekend. I used to get so excited.
Speak to us about your love life, your missus. You're engaged. Everyone's always asking, like you said before. Everyone's like, when are you getting married?
Yeah.
As soon as you get married, people are like, when you having kids? The usual shit.
The usual.
You guys do a long distance relationship.
Correct.
That must be tough.
Yeah. So tough.
How often do you see each other?
So she's on a really good rotation. She's on a 2-2, so 2 months on, 2 months off. 2 months is a long time.
It's a long time.
Yeah, it's difficult. So I met her like that. She's got a really good gig. She's been doing it for a long time. She loves what she does. She gets to see the world. Not that money is everything, but she's on a really good salary. She's an HOD. She's high up. She's doing really well. She enjoys it. So like that's another question a lot of people ask me is like, when is she coming back? Or ask her, when are you coming back? And it's unnecessary pressure. Like we understand, we know what's going on.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'd love to have her back, sure. But there's an end in sight, and we manage it. Every 2 months when I have to go say goodbye at the airports, I wouldn't wish that upon my worst enemy.
No, me neither.
So like a lot of FaceTime. It's quite difficult as well because there's different time zones. So now she's in she's in the Caribbean. So it's like 7 hours behind. So like I'm at work and now at like lunchtime, like just after lunch, she'll be waking up. So I'll like leave my office and go FaceTime her just to chat because then she goes to work. And then on her lunch break, I'm having dinner. So you have to manage it. And when she's on, like when the boss is on, like she doesn't have much time. It's like full on. Like it's hard work. So yeah, we manage it. It's not ideal, but it works for now.
For now.
For now, yeah. Like I said, there has to be an end in sight. So your question was when we're going to get married. So, I mean, I popped the question, did what I needed to do. That was terrifying. I was like, how hectic is it to ask someone to marry you?
Mine was easy.
Was it?
Yeah.
She's just out of time, man.
My biggest stress was going to meet her parents for the first time on the farm.
Really?
Yeah, and just realizing that the farm's a big place that you could get buried on.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially that.
Was he cleaning his shotgun when you arrived?
I actually thought it'd be something like that. That's what it played over, and she's got 2 brothers that were there as well. I just thought,
Perfect.
especially with our age gap. I actually thought,
What are
like,
your intentions of my sister?
yeah, shit. Someone actually joked the one day, one of my friends was coming to the wedding, and he just said, "So glad to see you got the daughter you always wanted." So that wasn't helping. That was playing in my mind, and just the fact.
What is the age gap?
21 years.
Oh wow. Okay. I mean, Peter's 31, and I'm 37. That's 7 years, so that's not bad. Yes, that's a lot.
It's a lot, but it works, and it works well for us. And it's. But you said what was stressful? Asking her to marry me was the easy bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was sure she was.
But
gonna say yes.
having to convince the parents.
Asking the dad to say,
Yo.
yeah, that was.
Yeah, that is quite hectic.
But it all went well. I love them, they love me. So
Just
just
have to.
just don't break the daughter's heart, and
Yeah. That's important.
others you won't leave the farm. Your you come across as incredibly confident. You're loud. Like I hear you before I see you. It's like an enigma's arrived. Do you ever doubt yourself?
All the time. So that's quite a big facade. That it's like you said, it's covering something. But yeah, I'm actually quite insecure, to be honest, and I doubt myself quite a lot. Imposter syndrome. I've got a PhD in that. But like I've learned to fake it till you make it. Like I think I've grown up quite a lot. Like I mean, I left my job of 10 years last year. This time it's a year.
It's a big
now.
change.
I was there for 10 years. I was happy. I was complacent. Things were good. Everything, like on surface and on paper, everything was hunky dory. Um, and then when I decided to leave, I was like, this is huge. Not only just to leave, I was leaving to work with a mate as well, which is quite hectic,
Yeah.
and a very good mate. So like, I wouldn't want everyone to jeopardize or ruin that friendship. So that was one of the big things. And then like the company's owned, like partly owned by Fed Group, which is a huge corporate company, and we were working in the Fed Group building. And I'd like go to work on a Monday. Obviously, I might have had a big weekend as well, so that doesn't help. Alcohol's a depressant.
Yeah.
And I get there on a Monday, and I was like, "What the fuck have I done?" Like, and I'd go to the bathroom and sit there, and I'm like, "I fucked up, dude. Like, and this is so hectic. What am I doing here? Like, I can't do this. I shouldn't have left. I was so happy." So yeah, imposter syndrome kicks in, and it's real. Um. So yeah,
And have you ever struggled with burnout?
right now.
Are you?
Yeah. So funny story. I knew this was going to come. That's why I had notes on my phone, so don't catch me off guard. Yeah, because this topic can go very south very quickly. But I've been tired for as long as I can remember, probably for the last, I'd say probably longer, but 8 months since I can remember. I've been tired, and I knew something was wrong, but I didn't know what. And I started blaming the vaccine. I was like, it's the vaccine. It's definitely the vaccine. Like. But like still doing what I'm doing and doing RXs and running marathons and whatever. But I just knew I was tired. And like in December now, had like a really cool holiday in Cape Town, St. Francis, went home for a bit to the farm. And every day I'd have to say to Peter, I need to go lie down. Like I'm tired. Yes, we were drilling hard. So like granted. But when you just know. So then,
You know your body.
yeah, I just knew something was not right. And Peter's like, you need to go do your bloods. And I'm like, no. I'm going to take the ostrich with the head in the sand approach and like rather.
Typical boy.
Yeah. I was like, I'd rather, typical man. And
Yeah.
like, I was like, I'd rather not know. And then I agreed to go do it. So I did the bloods. And then I did it on the Monday. And like, I'm terrified of needles. I had a lumbar puncture when I was 4 years old. And they put a size
Yeah, it's a horrible size needle. I've
size
had one.
15 needle up your spine
Fine.
to take out your spinal fluid. So the goosebumps again. I've got a phobia of needles. So anyway, I agreed to go do it, and it actually wasn't bad at all. Took the bloods, and then he said, "Come back on Friday and I'll give you the results." So that whole week now I was stressing, but now I wasn't stressing that there was something wrong. Now I'm stressing that there isn't something wrong, because now I'm going, I know something's wrong. The results I was worried the results were going to come back and say no, there's nothing wrong, and then I'm like, well, now what? Like now I'm fucked because I know something's wrong.
Yeah.
Anyway, I got the results, and there was quite a few things wrong. So, like, my cortisol was really low, which is dangerous.
Yeah.
Which leads, like you say, to burnout. My livers and kidney markers were low. Wonder why. And my testosterone. Wait for this. My testosterone was at 2.
Jeez.
It needs to be over 20. So. Yeah, I don't know if I should say this on camera, but I looked at the doctor. I said, so I'm basically 2 points away from growing a vagina. And he said, basically. He said, I know you can cut that out.
We might have to. I don't know.
You might have to. But he said, yeah, this is like, it's not bad. He said, this is all self-induced, but we can manage all of it.
Yeah.
And it was a real eye-opener, but I was relieved. Honestly, I felt like the world had lifted off my shoulders. Cam, you don't understand. I was like, thank God, because I know, now I knew something was wrong. Now I know.
Yeah.
And like, you know me, bro. I train like with all these I train every day, sometimes twice a day. I'm very active, but he says, his exact words are your check engine lights on.
Yeah.
So I'm operating on a check engine light, like and then the fuel that's going into the engine's shit fuel.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, what's caused this? You know, like obviously everyone's gonna have questions now, and like you go, like, why? Obviously, I've done a lot of research now, and I find it's a lot more common than I thought. And there was there's a multiple things that contributed to it. Like one of the things is actually creatine. How funny is that? Like he said, don't get me wrong, and I believe strongly creatine is one of the best things that everyone should take it. But I wasn't drinking enough water. So I was taking creatine, but I wasn't drinking enough water, so I wasn't flushing it out. So
Yeah.
that was damaging my livers and kidneys. So it's not just the drinking, mom and dad. You granted I'd just come off December holidays, so like, you know, I generally would have had some sort of post December babalas. But like that was one of the kind of factors, and just general burnout, like, you know, burning the candle on both ends, stress, you know, of getting engaged, like you said, wasn't stressful, but it is. It's a stressful thing. Moving jobs, expectations at a new job, burning the candle on both ends, literally training hard, and that's what made all these markers low.
I remember chatting to the guys in the subs industry, who my first sponsors actually, and they spoke through a lot of very interesting things with me. And one of the biggest ones was males' testosterone dips as we get older. And the thing is, we all think like if you're well built and you're physical and all this, you naturally have high testosterone.
Yeah.
And they just explained to me, and it's so true if you think about it. If you think of all the hormones that go into even the meats and the proteins we eat, it's full of estrogen.
Exactly.
Which is going to bring down. So it's very much a fine balancing act, and that's why they say, you know, take stuff like Tonka Ali.
Ashwagandha, Tonka Ali.
We actually, but that also, I think Tonka Ali as well. I think it's only after 4 to 6 weeks it starts to pick up.
Well, it's interesting you say that, because that's what the doctor said to me. He's like, there's 2 ways we can tackle this.
Yeah.
There's the long way.
Yeah.
Tonka Ali, ashwagandha, or we can do TRT.
Yeah.
And I was going, okay, TRT, that's so hectic, bro. That's testosterone. Now I'm going to be on steroids. Now everyone's going to tune me. Like, I had that negative, which people watching this podcast will think the exact same thing. Oh, Neil's just admitted now on a podcast that he's taking steroids. But I've done a lot of research about it now, and that's what I had, the notes that I had in my...
Approved now. I'm not very afraid with those sort of things.
But not that I know. It's that I don't know if it's approved, but like the thing is, you think about a diabetic, he takes his insulin needles. No one's going to tune him. He needs to. I've got a deficiency. I've got a low hormone deficiency.
But you know, the thing is, there's such a
fine line.
No, but also because of steroids, every time you heard testosterone, I'd see supplements that said testosterone. I'd be like, ooh, steroids. I see crap myself.
Oh, Water Polo team got sponsored by like Muscle Tick or some supplement brand. We got given creatine. We were all too scared to take it because we thought it was a steroid. But that's what I'm saying. That's I come from that farm boy background. Like I was past the steroid generation at Maritzburg College or any of the schools. It was all after me. So like, it is. When I think testosterone, even now when I say it, I'm even scared to say it because it is a steroid. But I've done a lot of research and realized that, like, yes, it's a steroid, but used in the right. Like, I've got a deficiency. I need it.
Well, I think the whole thing is it comes down to abuse.
Yeah, well, that's exactly it.
So I'd like to think, I mean, I must probably actually read up about it, but like peptides, I know peptides are coming.
Yeah.
I don't know if some are legal and some are illegal. I actually don't know.
They're going wild at the moment. You can't open your social media without seeing.
Yeah, but I get so confused as well because I see people openly selling banned substances on social media, and it's just it's crazy. But each to their own. You know, do you want to? You know, I take my stuff very seriously. I like to always make sure I'm very aware of what I'm taking.
Yeah.
Part and parcel of that, I've been on heart medication since I was 18 years old.
Yeah.
So for me, like, I got to be very careful of even normal supplements that I take. I got to do the research, see what it's going to do to my
body. I think that's so important, though. Like, and that's the thing. Like this whole TRT. Like the doctor I went to, he's a really, really good doctor. He actually looked after Mandela when he was dying. So it's not some Mickey Mouse doctor. It's not some like personal trainer at Gold's Gym saying, "Hey, bro, take this. It's going to help you."
Yeah.
Like I've got a deficiency. I'm doing TRT now, and not even for physical. It's not for aesthetic. It's for my health.
Yeah.
So, and I'm just doing it to get my levels to where they should be, where a normal 37-year-old males should be.
Yeah.
Remember mine at 2. I need to go up another like 18 points.
Yeah.
I don't know how exactly it works, but From 2, I need to get up to 20. So I'm not taking it to surpass it and abuse it
Yeah.
and then go and do high rocks and rinse everyone. I'm doing it to get it to a level
Enhanced games.
enhanced games. But the thing is, I think if I do get tested now, I'm pretty sure it would be considered doping, even though it's been medically. I think it would be, even though my levels, he's taking TRT, but he's sitting
still
at
below,
He's
yeah.
sitting at 2, but now you're banned from sport.
Yeah.
Which it's very controversial. I was hesitant to speak about this on the podcast because people are judgy and people are going to see it how they want. But this is from a medical doctor telling me I need to do that. That's our man hormone. That's what makes us men. I mean, women even have testosterone. So like, and every aspect, especially like with me, like I'm running a marathon on Sunday. I'm running this marathon still on a empty tank or a check engine light on.
Yeah.
And I'm never going to win the marathon, sure. So I'm not taking this testosterone so I can win it.
But do you eat enough?
Yeah, I eat a lot, bro. A hell of a lot.
But enough of the right stuff.
Yes.
I tell you why. It's like when I've got back into training and when the first High Rocks wasn't even here yet, and I had 2 races in Germany. I was the fittest, best I've ever looked great, but I was starving myself. I didn't realize I was eating a lot, but I wasn't eating enough protein. I wasn't eating enough carbs. And I had a tooth abscess, got sick, and I was sick on and off for 4 months.
Oh.
What you're kind of going through, I felt exactly the same way. And I just realized I wasn't giving my body what it needed for the exercise basically the battering that I was putting my body through.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, so I get meals meals delivered. So like the frozen meals that are delivered to me.
Yeah.
And they're all portion controlled. And so I'm definitely eating the right food and a lot of it. But then the weekend comes and then the wheels fall off. Then I eat whatever I want, Classic like runner, you've run 21 Ks and you think you can just eat whatever you want. But like I'm definitely in a calorie deficit. So yeah, that's not the case for sure. I do actually eat really well. So that wasn't one of the factors.
You're like the anti-athlete sometimes.
Who?
I always call myself the anti-athlete.
I've been told that a lot.
I kind of rock up. I love my exercising. And I'm never ever conditioned to race, but I do it anyway.
My first triathlon was in Germiston, and I was having a gua in my wetsuit before, and Oaks were like, "Bro, are you serious?" Like, I think I came third or something, but I was standing there smoking a gua before, and that's also I get called the anti-athlete. They're like we don't know how you do it. I don't win everything, but like I do reasonably well. But that goes back to the class clown thing. Like I'd pass, do reasonably well, but without having.
You could always do better.
I can always do better.
So my kind of tradition between a big race is the night before always have at least a bottle, if not 2 bottles of wine.
Before a race?
Before a race, yeah.
Oh, no way.
I think what it is, I need something just to
calm the nerves.
I'm not an overly competitive person. I love racing.
Yeah.
But I'm not that competitive person that like I have to win. I watch the wife and kids, they're so competitive, and I'm just not. I kind of plod along, I do my own thing. I think there's also racing for result and racing for fun. And you got to find the difference between the two. I lost my love of fitness racing big time the last little bit. And I found it again. And that's why I went and did the Crucible. I'm doing CrossFit Open now.
You need to come to a Deadly Dozen.
You have to. You definitely have to. And I think we also, no, I'm not going to ever team up with you because you'll run away from me. And then you'll be cucking the rest of the stuff. So we're probably the worst teammates.
I'll be a great teammate.
But we'd laugh the whole way at least.
Exactly. Isn't that what's important? When you say about like competing, you're not only competing for a podium necessarily, you're also competing against yourself. Like that's what I love about like running or even high rocks, for example. Like I know that my PB for 10Ks was 40 minutes or whatever. Like I get keen to go and beat that. Like, and I'll go do a race to do it, to beat it. I'm not going to get a podium. I've like come 67th overall, which is actually not bad.
Yeah.
Considering you look at the top 10 all like Kenyans. But I'm going there to do it, to compete against myself.
T versus you.
Exactly. And that I enjoy that.
Yeah, I think I'm the same. I think that's what I like about these timed races.
Yeah.
I also said to May this week, I was just like, I keep fooling myself with my body type. I'm not an endurance athlete. I keep trying to be.
But you have to choose, bro. I've learned that you have to choose. You can't do CrossFit and then think you're going to run a sub 3 hour marathon.
I must be honest, I don't like running.
Yeah, you see, I'm stuck in that way. I'm like, cool, I want to like squat and clean and press as heavy as I can, but I also want to go run the sub 3 marathons.
Don't get me wrong, I'd love to run a fast race in a high rocks
Yeah.
or a deadly. But that's kind of where it starts and ends.
Yeah.
But I've got quite a fast partner now for this next high rocks. I'm going to have to step up the running. Okay, just in closing, I'm going to try to find something very serious too.
Oh, God.
There's a lot of questions here that I've just completely ignored while we're clowning around.
Coach is
Okay.
the best, man.
If this podcast was a message to the version of you 10 years ago, what would you tell him?
Stop clowning around. It'd probably be like, just like, back yourself. Like, genuinely back yourself. Because, like, that's like, people think I do back myself. And there are times where I do, but that imposter syndrome is always still there. So, like, like, actually, like, you think about that kid with a Batman shirt on, he walks around with his, like, chest pumped out. Like, actually, like, be that, not just, like, portray it. Like, literally back yourself, because, like, we as human beings are capable of pretty much anything. And it starts, yeah, like, I'm a decent runner. And what made me even better was everyone at the gym was like, Neil, you're such a good runner. You're such a good runner. So
They reinforced.
and it was in my head. So when there was running in the workout, I'd make up. I was like, Neil, you're a good runner, and everyone thinks you're a good runner. So you have to do well now, and I would do well. So I think a lot of it's mental. Is when you tell yourself things like that. Like, I'm actually having a fight with my Garmin at the moment, because every morning I wake up, it tells me how much sleep I've had. If it tells me I haven't had enough sleep, I have a shit day. Before, when I didn't have this, I don't think I would have had that shit day. It's a mental thing.
Yeah.
And I think if I could go back and tell myself, is that if you tell yourself you can do it, you can, and you back yourself, you'll get a lot further in life.
But you're a pretty good sportsman. Like, do you have regrets that you didn't push hard at certain things earlier?
I regret not doing gymnastics.
It's cut you deep, eh?
Yeah. Not really. I still want to do a comrades. Like, I'm worried about my knees, but I think everyone who's a runner, or a South African as a runner, I think it's something that everyone should do, enjoys running. Not everyone, but like every South African who runs.
Yeah.
It's like the mecca of, like, I don't know if I will do it though, because I'm terrified what it's going to do to my knees. I don't think it's good for you. I don't think we are designed to run that far.
I'll tell you what, if you did, I'll second you.
Okay, deal. It's probably going to be next year, because it's the 100 years. So what better one to do than the 100 year?
And I'll keep your cigarettes and
I quit smoking long time ago, but I'm on the zins now.
I'll keep some booze for the last 5Ks.
Yeah, there we go. No, so I don't regret not doing it. Like, I would have liked to have still played more water polo. I didn't play since I left school. I really enjoyed that at school, but like, I kind of hate swimming. I was actually a good swimmer. Like, that's how I got into water polo. I was a swimmer. And I think because we were preheated pools and we got drilled into us to train at 4 a.m. through the winter. Like, I've got PTSD about swimming.
Yeah.
But like, I really did enjoy playing water polo, and I've just never done it again. But in terms of regretting, no, but I've still got things I need to do. I want to do like a major. I'm doing a marathon on Sunday. It's actually my first marathon, believe it or not. A lot of people think I've run marathons, but I've run 105,021 Ks, but I've never done a marathon. So, and I entered Cape Town to do it last year, and that was going to be my first marathon, and I wanted to do quite a solid time. I'm not going to put it out there what time I want to do, because if I don't do it, it's going to rinse me. But I had a goal in mind, and then
Was it a sub 3?
and then it was cancelled.
Was it a sub 3?
I'm not telling you, Cam. And it got cancelled, and I was devastated. I trained for months for this, and like, I was ready, and I think I was gonna. I'm pretty sure I was gonna get very close to what I thought, and then it got cancelled, and I've been devastated. So now I've got to automatically entry to this year, and that's what I want to do. I want to do my first marathon, but do a sick time. And
sub 3.
now I'm doing a marathon this weekend, but I'm not racing it. I'm doing it purely for distance.
Prep, yeah.
And now I'm like, shit, like, my first marathon is going to be a cock time. But I guess that's just me, and it's just stupid. I guess I can get to like 41 and just pull off and like not finish. But like, I wanted to do one, like my first one, I wanted to smash it.
Neil, thanks for joining us on the show, and all the best for that sub 3.
Thank you, Cameron. Thanks for having me. Prick.
You got to put the prick in.